Hey, it's reminiscible. So, there's this movie called Final Fantasy, which is not in the Final Fantasy franchise. Or maybe it is, but it's not Final Fantasy. It's like Zombies Attack or something. So, it reminded me, the protagonist reminds me of that girl from the manga about the sponge planet with sentient sponges, and there's like insects that protect the sponges, and like, because of the terraforming, the insects get mad. And there's like this emo servant of some guy that wants to destroy the sponge. There's actually an anime of it, and I have no clue what it is called. I just remember the what the main character looks like. She has like blue hair, did she? Anyways, and the thing is like they're kind of like a Nausicaa-esque character, but not Nausicaa, but like okay, that's an exaggeration by far, but um like this character in a book which I read, which I also forget the name of. And it's just I wanted to say like so nostalgic when you read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy novels because that character in the book I read was also like she had like double eyelids or something. She was genetically engineered to be like the first colonist on this planet, right? And then as the real colonists come from Earth, she helps them out and stuff, and she can like climb high because her lungs are good at heights. And actually, that was a really good book. I kind of want to read it again, but I have no clue what it's called. Anyways, it was like she was the one person on this entire planet that was human, and the colonists come and they discriminate against her because she's not human. But it wasn't about discrimination. It was about like protecting the planet because she like is one with the planet and she learns to live with nature and the planet. And all the colonists like, okay, where's the oil? Where's the coal? You know? And she like there's like mountain climbing and she falls in love with a colonist. Um, Not as violent as Pocahontas. Actually, Pocahontas was really tame. Like, even the protests for the Keystone Pipelines, like, police are way more violent there than in Pocahontas, I think. Or, no, 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 okay, so, in Pocahontas, do they actually shoot the guns? Well, the police shoot the protesters. Anyways, that's so off topic. Sorry for talking about politics again. Um, and it was rubber bullets, but, like, that's still bad for you if you get shot. Um, and killing horses. But one horse. Rip. I like horses. I laughed at some joke and someone thought I didn't like horses and he like rides horses, but I used to do horseback riding for a bit and it was fun. And horses are pretty cool. And Spirit's Telling of the Cimmerillion was one of my favorite movies. It's probably still top 15, top top 12 at least. It's definitely top 12. Um, but I like laughed at a horse joke and someone thought I didn't like horses and then he's like, "Oh, what? I thought you didn't like horses." And I made some like stupid snobby joke about like, horses are okay," or I didn't say that, but I like wrote it off as if I'd always disliked horses, even though I do like horses. So yeah, I don't know. I just learned so many bad habits from getting bullied at school. Like someone would say hello to me and I'd be like, "Hello, Caitlin." And because the bullies would greet me like that, but I also forgot her name, so I was like, I paused and then I smiled and greeted her normally. But that pause probably freaked her out, and maybe that's how the bullies talk to me. I don't know, because they have this like false sense of niceness. But she was from the Jehovah's Witnesses, and Jehovah's Witnesses also. Actually, no, I think in religions the sense of niceness is genuine. It's just the ideology is really I don't want to talk about it because my dad's still a Jehovah's Witness. I do want to. I don't know. Because I'll forget what I was going to say about the sponges and the character. Right. So, sentient sponges. Um, the character that protects them reminds me of the girl on the planet that had the double eyelids and was like the first colonist who was bioengineered to live there and like becomes one with nature and wants the colonists to be one with the nature. And I actually read that before watching Nausicaa. Nausicaa is my favorite movie, really resonated with me. So, the zombie movie, Final Fantasy, are they zombies? I'm kind of curious because there was an interesting like plot device of how people get infected. I'm thinking of the right movie, right? I think I am. So, um, that reminded me of the Sponge Planet manga and anime. But then there's the Sentient Sponges from the Alumnist. And Animorphs was a great series as a child. Like, when you are preteen, Animorphs is a great series. Um, I recommend it to any preteens, um, or young teens too. Older people can read stuff like The Clockwork Rocket and Orthogonal Series. No, I'm just kidding. That's all like first year physics stuff. Um, like first year university physics stuff. Um, Not all of it, but they go through some wave equations. And do you learn wave equations in high school? Probably not. They don't. They're trying to remove math from the curriculum. I think that's silly. Like, who doesn't need integrals? You want to know the distance traveled? Use an integral. Um, so yeah, in the alumnus, which is okay, whether you are a theist or an atheist, in the alumnus, which is an Animorphs book, um, like basically it's about God, and he fights the devil, and like all of the species from the Animorphs world are like caught in the struggle between God and the devil. And it's like the book is about how God like became who he was. So it's a cool book. And I mean, if you're really into Christianity, I definitely recommend Narnia. And see, I'm confused about um, his Dark Materials trilogy because they even made the movie, the first one. What was it called? The Golden Compass. The Golden Compass, and I thought it was a great movie. And then they didn't make another one, or maybe they did. I need to watch Narnia and the rest of his Dark Materials if they did come out. Because okay, that one was like when I read it, it didn't conflict with my values as a what was I, Gnostic, Jehovah's Witness, both. Anyways, I had read the Bible, not all of it, but the annotated versions and stuff. But like the cherry picking that people want you to read. I'd read those parts. And like I thought the angels were cool and I didn't really think I didn't think it was like an atheist book. Like was it written by an atheist maybe? The only what I didn't like about that was I didn't like people tearing children's souls out of their body for energy. Like soul harvesting, that was disgusting. Um, but like it was a really well written trilogy. It is a trilogy, right? There's no fourth book. The Subtle Knife, and then there's one in between. Oh, dude, they like cut the portal and oh my god, I that book. I want to read that and Otherland Quartet again. Oh, dude, I got Shadow March series, and that's another book series. But I meant to get the one with like the Shaxi, the elf dudes. That was like, I think they released the last book in like 2011. Okay, when Shadow March started coming out, the first book, that was when they were on like the part one of the last book of like the Shixty Shanty thing, the one with the elves, okay, by Tad Williams. And that's what I meant to order, but I ended up ordering Shadow March. And you know what? I actually haven't finished the last book because at the very last book, there's in the middle of the war, and they're like using the slaves to like they're like prodding the slaves to prod the animal slaves to like go and rampage and kill everything. And it's like you see the evil emperor just like sitting there laughing at like the slaves having to be replaced as they get mauled by this like animal that's mad with fury and pain. And I'm just like it's just so cringy, and it's like he's making his captives watch him laugh at it. So that's why I stopped reading. But Tad Williams is such a good author. I should have stopped reading the second book of the Bobby Dollar series. The last book of the Bobby Dollar series is like amazing. That's the one I read first, and then I'm like, I'll read the other ones. But when he travels to hell, okay, if you don't like horror genre, never ever ever read the Bobby Dollar book, the second one. Just don't. It is. I'm telling you, it is nightmare fuel from like chapter 2 to the very end. It gets worse and worse and worse with you think it's gonna get better. You think it's gonna get better. It doesn't get better till like the third book or like the very last chapter, and that has. Anyways, if you're a hardcore Christian, don't read second book of the Bobby Dollar series. And we're done the video, and my food is going to burn. I have veggie nuggets, chicken nuggets, not made from chicken, made from veggies. It's good. It's good.